So the win text has improved to 5-0-1. Madison went with the shutout record, of course. Coach Stone. Coach?
What do you got?
Madison White breaking that clean sheet record. What does that say about her, but also the back line?
Yeah, I mean, defense is a team thing, right? We've had some games where Maddie didn't have a ton to do because we were so good defensively, and on many occasions something's happened and the other team has broken free, and Maddie has literally saved our backside. That's just been the nature of her consistency. She just makes the save that you can't believe it. You know, she pulls one out of the upper corner, she tips one over that looks like it's going in. So a lot of her record is built on some tremendous elite level saves.
Coach, before today, ACU hadn't given up a goal all season. Today, your goals kind of came from unfamiliar faces. I mean, what does that say about your team and just the depth you guys have?
Well, Coach Quinn mentioned it to the team before the game in our pregame. He said, this team hasn't lost, this team hasn't given up a goal. We need to change both of those stats. And I think the girls were happy to oblige. But, you know, when you hear something like that, you know a team's doing things right, so you got to be on your toes. And I felt like, again, in the first 15, 20 minutes, we were sharp and came after him. And Jill has had that exact shot now. That was the third time we've played it across to her. She's had a chance to prepare it, and she's a lefty, so she can smash it from there. And this time she just hit an absolute bullet. As soon as it left her foot, you know it was in. And we're so happy for Jill. Like, we don't have time for her whole story, but it's been a bit of a roller coaster. And she's playing great right now, and integral part of our team's rhythm, and we're super happy for her. That was a just rewards for how hard she's worked this summer to get her game where it is.
How do you feel about this team now that you've gotten, I guess, 6 games under your belt, 5 of them at home, and the last 5 have been wins by at least 3 goals each time?
I mean, I think that we're growing. I mean, I think there's still a lot left for us. I don't think we're ready for prime time yet, but we're getting closer and closer. We're going to be tested this weekend against ASU and U of A, so we know we've got some quality, but we also know that there's a lot to do in the next 15 games. And we're not naive to the fact that we've got a lot to work on. And I think we're working on it. That's the key. You know, anybody can say that, oh, there's stuff to do. Everybody can admit there's stuff to do. But this team's kind of agenda driven, and we put something out in front of them like, hey, look, we've got to be better at X. They take it seriously, and so far have been progressing nicely.
But of course, Jill got her first goal, but Olivia also getting her first goal as a Red Raider. Just talk about getting those 2 goals. Of course, one from Kzarski, but also 2 goals just from players that you normally don't get it from.
Well, I mean, Liv's a goal scorer, right? She's got 30-something goals from her previous university and got her 5th year opportunity as a COVID year, and wanted to test herself and moved up from mid-major level to the Big 12. And she's been on the doorstep like that a dozen times. And getting to that point is the key. Like, if you're never getting there and you're trying to jump up a level, then you're not going to score. But if you keep getting there, then she's got the natural ability to put the ball away. And today she just kept calm, did it in 2 touches, cleaned up the pass, and finished it. And we were so happy for her because we're thankful that she's here. She's a goal scorer. She could have stayed at her old school and scored another 15, 20 goals and been player of the year for the 3rd time, but she wanted to test herself. And what we found out is, yes, we gave her a great opportunity, but what we found out is we're winning because she's such a great human, such a great leader, incredibly classy, terrific teammate. So we didn't even know we were getting that. We knew we were getting somebody who could score, but what we got was an incredible addition to our locker room. So, the whole bench went nuts when she scored.
Coach, in soccer, the turnaround's quick, playing twice a week. You guys are going all the way to Arizona. Does that change y'all's preparation at all?
Nope, I think it maybe made us a little more conscientious of getting Hannah out and Crunch out and Sam out and Blackburn out. But overall, no. I mean, you got to prepare to win, and you can't really cut corners. You can't limit the playbook. You got to get those 3 goals, and then you can start to decide if you want to pull people back and get them ready for Thursday. And that's kind of the way we went about it.
Now that you've gotten 5 games and a bunch of practices on this grass, what do you think about it here in the Walker?
I mean, it's a game changer for us. It's a coincidence, but it's not. At the same time that we seem to be as comfortable on the ball as we've been in a few years, we also now have a surface that's very forgiving and very natural in its texture, and the ball stays on the field. And so it's probably helping us be better on the ball, but also this team is good on the ball. Sam and Jill and all those kids that can really move it. It's just a combination, the right team, right time, and we're super thankful that we've got this surface. And it's not even as good as it's going to be. It's going to be world class. It's on its way there now. I'd give it about an 8 out of 10, and it's heading to 9 soon. As soon as we get a little cooler nights, is what they're telling me. I'm no expert agronomist, but that's what I've been told.
What would you say you've kind of seen in non-con so far? A bunch of different challenges, and maybe outside of that opening night at UNM, you'll have really passed a lot of those challenges with some different tests and things you've been.
Yeah, you don't always get this. We play a lot of 4-3-3 teams, but I don't even know if we've played a pure 4-3-3 team yet. Maybe we did, but we've played 1 up front, 6 in the midfield, 3 in the back, 4 in the back, 5 in the back, and we've really seen it all from all these teams and from good teams. Utah State is legit. Like we said today, these guys hadn't lost or hadn't given up a goal, so we feel like we've been under a lot of pressure to adjust each and every game. Today was a 4-4-2 diamond, which we hadn't seen, except doing it to ourselves in practice. And so I would say the team's passing those tests for sure. But having said that, we all know more athleticism is coming. Pac-12 teams, Big 12 teams, away at BYU, home against Oklahoma and Houston. Like, we know what's coming, and it's just going to get harder from here. So we're just determined to be ready when those teams come to town and when we have to travel.
Well, I guess what you can say, just what do you guys think you do need to go ahead and fix going forward?
I mean, I just think you can never take for granted that you're playing great defense. We've given up a couple goals that we regret, and I just think that we've got to continue to focus on individual defending, small group defending, team shape, all the stuff that kind of trickles away a little bit when you have such a long season. College soccer is the longest off season of any sport, and because we haven't played a game that meant anything since last November until now. And so the defense generally takes not the individual talent on defense, but just the team defense takes some time to get it right, and we're still working at it.
Coach, speaking about your defense, I mean, that's kind of like the underrated narrative of your guys' team. I mean, does your offense kind of bleed into that in terms of one side of the field bleeding into the other?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that. I think the better your defense is, the more you're going to have the ball back, and the more you can now get it going again the other direction. And when the offense is producing like they are, the defense can stay aggressive. They can stay, they're fresher because we're holding the ball up front longer. So they definitely feed off each other. And Kylie Barr, Macy Blackburn, Crunch, and Hannah, that's a back four that's really talented. And then Elisa's coming off the bench. Lou's fighting her way onto the field now. So we're excited about those players, and we know that in a huge game they're going to be counted on to save us.
Anything else, guys? All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Coach.